still your wrestling buddies that you
I mean,
have around.
I can't speak for anybody else because I'm not sure, but I know from my own perspective is really like WWE isn't the end goal. There's so much more than just being at WWE, I guess. I mean,
Yeah,
granted, yes, that is and like the biggest and best place you can obviously get to. But the thing is like with wrestling, I just want to be able to say that I have inspired people. That's to me is bigger than
yeah,
having any other title like that. But
Mm.
like obviously, like I mean, we all grew up watching WWE, so I mean, if somebody doesn't want to like if that's not one of their goals, they're lying to you because we all want to get there.
yeah.
Right.
No, I understand. Just I know someone along the way that or just the general feeling if like maybe that's not the direction. Maybe I want to go somewhere else and be there, be good, and I don't want to be is everybody has their own journey. I just didn't know how people feel in the wrestling business as far as wrestlers, and if that wasn't their thing. So I just thought I'd throw it out there and figured I asked that crazy question.
No, yeah, I get it, but I mean, like I said, I don't want to. Like, I can't speak for everybody, but I can speak for myself. So
Yeah.
that's just how I look at it. Like, yeah, obviously, I want to be there. Like everybody wants that goal, but it's if you're in
It
wrestling for one mindset and one goal set, then like that's I don't know. For me, I personally just want to leave a legacy.
right, and with WWE, they're the end all be all currently. It's kind of like the Disney or the NFL or anything like that. It's what everyone recognizes. So if you want, like in your instance, you want to leave a legacy, you want it to be left with WWE, so if other people can obtain it. So
Yeah,
it's under,
exactly.
it's understandable. I mean, I know plenty of people. I call
Yeah.
this the Nintendo joke. If you're watching wrestling, like, oh, that's WWE. Not really, but sure. like when we went to New Japan, I had to explain to people so many times what New Japan Pro Wrestling was. But in any case, you also mentioned offensive line, so I'm guessing you had an athletic background with like football.
Yeah, I did. I played football all 4 years of high school. I also played baseball, and I bowled my senior year. You know.
So I'm guessing offensive line with football, right? That was your main position.
Yeah. Um, I played. So funny story with that is, I was never very good like growing up, like through high school. Like my freshman and sophomore year, I was just an average offensive lineman. But then my senior or junior year, all my buddies were playing varsity, and I was like, man, I have to play varsity. I can't be the only buddy out of my group that's not on the varsity squad. So I took it up a notch and I won a starting position and I never looked back. And I just became one of the best offensive linemen really that we've ever had at Rossford, which is kind of cool to say. But
Yeah.
I played in I played in two All-Star games. I won like honors, all league, all district. So it was pretty cool. I played defensive line as well. Um, I nobody would have thought I would go two ways because of how out of shape I was, but I
Mm.
was just so determined. That's one thing that I have that it's I mean you can't teach is determination. Like
Mm.
I have it like none other.
Mm. Yeah. Was there any goal with the with football or baseball to go into the majors?
I mean, I growing up, how do I explain this? Yeah, growing up, I was always super headstrong on baseball. I loved baseball, and
Oh yeah.
I knew baseball better than I knew football, 100%. I just was never as good at baseball as I was at football. So I wanted to play in the majors. I'm a huge Tigers fan, so I'm
Mm.
just a huge Detroit fan in general. I'm a Lions fan.
Wait, how does that work when you're in Ohio? Ohio and Michigan do not get along, especially in college sports.
Yeah, Ohio State. And I hate everything about Ohio. It sucks. I only like
So, what's your college team then?
go blue, baby. Go blue.
Okay, okay.
That's interesting.
You don't usually get that with Ohio. I'm being
I'm a
100%
rebel.
honest.
I told you I'm a rebel. I live I live my character.
Right, I got you. I got you.
Absolutely, I understand that.
No, I see. Yeah, I guess I wanted to go to the majors, but I just realized that I was never good at baseball enough to play at that level, and football per se too. I was always out of shape and not really like I wasn't because with my position as an offensive lineman, defensive lineman, you have to be an absolute unit, like
Yeah,
six
you have to.
five, 6'5", quick feet. Like I had quick feet, but I'm only like 6'1", and yeah, it was just not really ever going to happen that way.
I hear you. I'm 6 foot even, so I know how that can be. Mark and I know each other from high school football, so
Yeah, that's how far we go back. Yeah, we played back in high school JV, and it was the same where we met. It was actually a decent year for football, but I played for one more year, and I was like, okay. I had injuries and just but my body couldn't deal with it, so I just decided to let it be. And ironically, about a year and a half later, about a year after high school, I was actually looking at wrestling schools myself. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know if I was wrestling or referee, but uh, just didn't have enough knowledge to find anything at the time. I didn't know nothing about anything around it, so didn't that whole venture didn't last long at all. But a couple years later, I wound up in doing singing and songwriting. But no, that's cool. That's yeah, absolutely. That's interesting. Yeah, we
Coach, I coached for my football team in 2019. I took last year off to kind of focus more on wrestling, but they wanted me back this year, so I think I might do that. But I gotta keep my priorities straight with wrestling because that'll always
yeah
win. Gotta keep
right.
yeah
Braves.
absolutely.
So do you still pay attention to pro sports like football, baseball?
Oh yeah, it's tough too though when your teams are very very bad. But you know,
I know the
I'm
feels.
diehard. I'm a diehard fan, so I love them to death. Lions. I'm a big Lions and Tigers fan. Like those two are the ones that I follow more than anything. I like all Detroit teams, so I like the Red Wings, I like the Pistons, but I'm not a huge basketball or hockey guy. But I still root for them and stuff like that.
Yeah. I'm so as he said, I'm in Florida. I'm in Tampa Bay. So the Bucks are the Rays, the Lightning, which how they had a great season last year, I will never be able to explain. But normally speaking, those three teams are not. Well, Lightning's
Oh
known for
yeah.
being pretty good, but the Rays and Bucks are not really known for being good.
Well, I mean, you had the goat
Oh yeah,
TB12, TB12.
Did you see him become Florida man, drunk Florida man on a boat?
I love it so much. He's the best. He can do whatever he wants. Whatever he wants.
I saw the picture. I'm like, yeah, Florida did it to him. They turned Tom Brady into Florida man.
I have to be honest with you. If I was, I mean, I don't watch NFL or I'm not, as what I used to. And but yeah, I never was a Tom Brady guy. So I was like, I don't watch him more. So I was like, it probably best if I did. I
You
never was into
fall
Tom.
into that.
He has great talent. Don't get me wrong. Just never was into him.
You fall into the hate us because you ain't us.
Yeah,
That's
but you
why.
know what though? But here's the thing about it. So is Tampa Bay area though. Because the thing is that I was a Buccaneers fan when I was hated on for that for going back to the early '90s, and then I was a fan for many years while not many people really wanted to claim that spot. So I had to give myself a little credit for that part. But yeah, I know Tom Brady's he's a great talent. Just never really got it. And I wasn't much of a Brady fan. I grew up not diehard Dan Marino, but I was a Dan Marino guy for a while alongside my brother. So and obviously retired. But yeah, I just never was into Brady though. But yeah, I say he has good talent though.
Yeah, he's always he's. I mean, he's a Michigan guy, so I'm always a fan of him.
Yeah, there you go. That's
So yeah, that connection.
hey what's the favorite venue if you have wrestled in?
Favorite place I've wrestled, like
Yeah.
venue on.
Well, or just place in general.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
venue. Yeah, what's the favorite venue of or play?
yeah.
Building structure.
I'm trying to think. The coolest place that I have ever wrestled, um, was at Warrior in Chicago. That was a really cool place. It was on a football field for the at a high school. It was really neat. Another one was at AAW in Chicago, Bourbon Street. That was a really really cool venue. It felt awesome. Um, there's another one in Indiana that I really liked. It was a Century Link, maybe, like I forget exactly what it's called, but I know it's Century, and it's kind of like an amphitheater theater kind of deal, but it was
Hmm.
inside and like it was really neat.
What
Definitely
part? What area was that around?
Indiana. I want to say South Bend.
So, I mean, okay, yeah, yeah. My dad's from that state. He's from Bloomington, Indiana. So I was like, I don't know like, a lot about that state, but actually, that's another state way up north. I lived in for actually lived about 5 months. Small town about an hour north of Indianapolis, and that's living there was a kind of started my career a little bit in with songwriting.
Oh, really?
So yeah, I just you just said Indiana, so I'm like, oh, what town? Yeah, it was Hartford City. It was. Yeah, that's what the name of the town it was. It was a little small little town, but that's cool. You at least have some really cool venues out there. You know, at least
Yeah.
that you've been into. What what So what was your first wrestling event that you went to as a fan, like WWE or whatnot?
Actually, the first one I went to it was up in Detroit, and uh, it was a Raw. Yeah, it was a Raw, and I had like nosebleed seats, but it was like when I was in high school. My girlfriend bought me tickets to go see it with my buddies, and it was awesome. I don't know. I'd never been to a wrestling event before, and it was just the coolest thing ever. Just feeling all the energy from the entrances and everything like that. I went to a Money in the Bank like a couple months after that too, and that was awesome. That was my first pay per view I ever went to.
Dang.
That was cool. It was the one when Sheamus won, I do believe.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right. I forgot what year they are. That's pretty dang
I think it
cool.
was 2015. Yeah.
15. Okay. Yeah. I never been to a. I seen a Money in the Bank ladder match once, live as at WrestleMania 24, but never been to the pay per view. Um, I got lucky enough, well, with my brother and a friend to go out at WrestleMania 24 in Orlando. Still living down in Florida at the time, and of course, and yeah, I was. It was. That was. There was no other feeling like it. I've been to a SmackDown. I never been to Raw yet, so you got that over. You got that one on me. I ain't been to Raw yet. Would like to. There's been a few times Raw came to Knoxville. I just hadn't been able to go yet. And WrestleMania 24, man, that was like no other experience. I never. I used to. I tailgated football the games before, but never tailgated a wrestling event until that day. And man, that was like it was cool. Even hearing Tony Chimble doing rehearsals, calling out people to the ring, and I was like, man, it's just crazy. And go inside there, just the energy, like I said, man, it was nothing like it in the world,
Yeah.
man. It's just crazy. It's like uh, towards seeing the Undertaker versus Edge, and that was and then just man, it was just nothing like it. So it was just really cool to do that and. Yeah, I went to SmackDown. That was awesome. Seeing Lesnar, Big Show, Matt Hardy, different people. That's that time frame. But Stephanie McMahon was the GM, so that was dang cool. Who's the biggest influence? Like I guess you would say it. I mean, you were inspired by Seth Rollins' documentary, but what like current like big influence besides Seth Rollins, you would say inside the business?
Um, I that's a tough question. I mean, I watch a lot of different people, study their tape and stuff like that. I guess I could say from like a fan's perspective, my favorite growing up and my favorite, like I still love him to death. My favorite's Dolph Ziggler. He's just freaking awesome. Everything about him is pretty sweet. But I think I like to compare my like compare myself to because he's a very big but super athletic guy, and that's kind of what I am. I'm pretty athletic for being how big I am. But yeah, I've been watching